They come from all over the planet for the sport's most prestigious international event, the World Series of Bowling. 240 pros from 21 countries are here in Las Vegas. Among them, the PBA's best. All competing for the multiple PBA titles that are up for grabs. It's professional bowling's ultimate test, full of triumphs and disappointments. And it's coming at you next on ESPN. Welcome to South Point Hotel, Casino and Spa. We're in the Exhibition Center in Las Vegas for the PBA Viper Championship presented by PBA Bowling Challenge. Let's meet our finalists.
The number 4 seed is the 2013 USBC Masters champion. Looking for PBA title number 8 from New South Wales, Australia, Jason Belmonte. The number 3 seed is trying for his second career PBA Viper Championship title from Ellesmere Port, England, Beef Stew, Stuart Williams. Our number 2 seed completed the Triple Crown of Bowling by winning the 2011 World Championship. A past PBA Player of the Year from Double Oak, Texas, Chris Barnes. Our number 1 seed is an All-American and past Collegiate Rookie of the Year, looking for his second career win from Cheektowaga, New York, Ryan Ciminelli.
Opening match at the PBA Viper Championship presented by PBA Bowling Challenge will pit Stuart Williams and Jason Belmonte in an all-international battle. The winner gets Chris Barnes in our semifinal and the Ryan Express waits Ciminelli in the title match. Kimberly Pressler stands by with Jason Belmonte.
So Jason, what is your game plan today to attack this Viper oil pattern?
I think it's going to be a little bit of a survival. Look, the guys in practice, we all didn't have the most unbelievable reaction. So I'm going to make my spares, I'm going to make really good shots, and then basically try to follow the lanes and listen to what they're trying to tell me. And if I'm lucky enough to get through the first couple of matches, I can assure you that I'll probably be playing in a very different part of the lane.
Well, there you have it, a very confident Jason Belmonte.
Here's our Viper Championship oil pattern, 39 feet in length, medium to high scores. We have a very special feature for you. If you didn't tune in last week, we've got a blue dye added to the oil. So finally, that invisible demon that controls bowlers' destinies, well, it's now visible for you viewers at home.
We can see the demons, and there is the British beefcake, Stuart Williams.
But who will be able to exercise the demons?
That will be our champion today. Here he is, Beef Stew. Will open up the match. He's the higher seed. He determined he'll start here. Bang! The heavy roll of Stuart Williams.
Let's not forget that his only title came in 2011 on this Viper oil pattern.
Belmonte steps up, just turned 30 this year, out of Orange, New South Wales, Australia. Belmo's been around as long as the World Series of Bowling. Belmonte drops the rack.
Well, who can forget what Jason Belmonte did the 2011 and 12 World Championship? First, it was a 300 game. And then the first of 3 titles. The first one coming at the Chameleon Open. The second one on Shark. And the third coming at the Elite Players Championship. Absolute total domination at the 2011-2012 World Series of Bowling.
World Series of Bowling 5 rolls on, and that's a 2-8-10 split.
So much power, so many revolutions. His only Achilles heel is sometimes he gets a little fast. And when he gets fast, the ball blows right through the hook spot down lane.
Open frame for Belmonte.
I think one of the keys on this oil pattern is soft speed and a heavy roll. I think you're going to see a lot of that from this man right here. And no surprise that Chris Barnes made this telecast either, because it's the kind of thing that he loves to do as well.
Williams is compelling. Watch every facial expression. He will tell you what's happening. He's on a strike here in the second frame.
Oh boy. Oh, that was bad.
3-6-10.
I want you to take a look at this follow-through or lack thereof. Look how short and cut off that follow-through is. You know, back in the day, if you did that, the ball hooked at your shoe. But that's today's game. Follow-through, not necessary anymore.
Nice cover on the 3-6-10. Williams' only title came back in 2011 at, yes, the Viper Open.
Going back to the bottle to wet the whistle a bit. He's a very entertaining guy, very nice guy, but just a joy to be around. He's very intelligent, very quick-witted. You could sit and talk with Stu Williams for hours and never get bored. Just an entertaining, good guy, fun to be around.
He does have a tendency to lead with the jaw. Right hit, carries the rack. So 2 strikes on the left lane to open for Williams.
More importantly, no open frames. This is why you put power and revolutions on a bowling ball. Watch this. As you can see, he's already inside third arrow at 15 feet, and that ball just kind of shreds the rack.
That one gets away. 4-pin.
Hang on.
No, just missed on the roller.
Well, it's not always a bad thing when you hate it out of your hand and you're only shooting a 4-pin. But if I was Belmonte, I would have gone with yellow pants with this jersey. That's just me.
You do have a strong fashion sense. And Jason Belmonte is a good spare shooter.
And take a look at his arsenal using an IQ Tour Pearl. You can see that he's going with something a little bit weaker in his arsenal, and that would only make sense based on the tremendous amount of power. And you could see the blue dye that's in the oil that's come off on that bowling ball.
Belmo said, I've learned to be smarter turning down the power ball. I'm less violent, smoother, and more refined now with my game. And 10-pin stands.
He may want to think about balling up as you take a look at wife Kimberly.
And also making the trip from Australia, get Belmonte's children, Hugo and Arya.
Well, as always, Jason's sporting the facial fescue that he's famous for, and that ball's just a little soft into the pocket. He may want to think about balling up.
Del Ballard and Jason Belmonte trading some strategy there?
Yeah, Jason Belmonte just looked at Del and asked him, you think I should change balls now?
Coming up later on today's telecast, the second leg of the PBA League Challenge. It's the time to strike competition. How many strikes can the pros get in 90 seconds? Guaranteed to be a lot of fun. Stuart trying to double. Whoa! Nelly way wide. The 1, the 5, the 7, and the 8. Unusual leave.
Well, and this is this gives the viewers a great idea of, even though it looks like there's friction to the outside part of the lane, you can see that there's not. As Stuart gets that ball wide, and he's left himself a real mess.
Skid.
Perfect conversion for Stuart Williams, and he maintains a 13-pin lead after 4 frames in our opening match.
That might be the first time that's ever been spared on TV.
You may be right, my friend. That was a huge spare, considering he was on a strike. He doesn't lose any count. It may as well have been 9 spare. Great conversion. Going with a high road, like Belmonte, not a very aggressive bowling ball.
Ten-pin, avoiding worse fate.
That first game, you know, we saw it last week with Wes Malott and Clara Guerrero, where Wes really struggled through about 7 frames before he threw his first double. And the lanes are transitioning, and the players get practice, but the lanes need to tame or simmer down a bit
Hey!
before the players actually get a consistent read or consistent ball motion into the pocket.
Stuart Williams signals safe. Not only is he an English footballer and a cricket man, but he's taken to American football.
Yeah, only he doesn't call it that. He says you don't use your feet.
That's a pocket smash.
And that's a ball change. He went to something stronger.
So neither player to double here in our opening match. The winner moves on to the semifinal to face Chris Barnes. And Belmonte will have the first opportunity to double as we move to the 6th frame. Kimberly looks on. Yes! Calls it, doubles, and we've got a 2-pin match. Belmo's fired up, but he cuts the lead to 2 pins over Stuart Williams. Come on back and find out who wins this opening match at the PBA Viper Championship. The PBA Viper Championship, presented by PBA Bowling Challenge, is brought to you by Geico, saving people money on more than just car insurance. By Rotogrip, your time is now. Own it. By Motive Bowling, high-performance equipment with a fresh perspective. Get motivated. And by Brunswick, find your next ball at bowlwithbrunswick.com. The PBA Viper Championship, presented by PBA Bowling Challenge, rolls on at the World Series of Bowling 5. Here's a look at our top qualifiers. The top 4 are on the show, and just missing DJ Archer and your friend, Joonas Jänkkinen.
It's Joonas Jänkkinen, southpaw from Finland. Love saying his name.
2-pin match, Williams up. Makes it work.
Yeah, they look similar, but he did make a ball change.
So Williams going with the crossroad. Williams up in the 7th frame, trying to answer the double of Belmonte. Winner advances to the semifinal against Barnes. 7th frame. Finds the pocket. Yeah, Stuart Williams now.
A nice ball change. Extends the lead to 12. He's fiery.
Well, I think we matched Belmonte's energy, and I think that, well, anybody that's watched these two compete, they like to beat each other. Belmo 7th frame on the double. And skates just a bit wide, and the 10-pin remains.
Yeah, that ball looked like it wiggled going down the lane and never caught the friction, and Jason looks a little confused. Might be time to move in, slow up a little bit, and start trying to open the lane up.
And time now for the Dexter approach of Jason Belmonte.
Well, you can see where he loads up right here. He's got both hands on it, wrist is cupped, and then it's just a slingshot at the bottom of the swing. And that's what creates the speed, and the thumb not being in the ball and that hand going from cupped to uncupped along with a bent elbow is what creates the revolutions.
And that one gets a little wide as well. So 2-8-10 territory once again, just the 2 remaining.
It just looks too fast. You know, he's throwing a strong ball and he's expecting it to pick up, and when it doesn't, what else does he have to go to? So now it's a speed thing for him. I think his idea was, let me take something that rolls and is pretty strong. I'm gonna throw it straight and hard. Well, now it's time to move in and get soft with it.
Take a look at those blue stripes down the lane. For the very first time, the PBA has added dye to the oil so you can actually see the Viper pattern. And there's a look at the left and the right lanes, and the distribution of oil on the lane surface is now visible for the first time.
Yeah, and even though you don't see blue on the outside part of the lane, that doesn't mean that there's friction there. You know, the longer this pattern goes down towards the pins, the more you want to move your target in. Only career title this very same event a couple of years ago.
He likes the Viper, and he's got a double working key shot here to extend the lead. 8th frame. Perfect drill for Williams. Turkey, 24 pins, the advantage.
Williams trying to become the snake charmer on the Viper pattern. Takes advantage of Belmonte after Belmonte failed to continue his string of striking. Just a great shot there by Stu Williams. Remember, the last 2 shots were light, and then that one dead flush. Max score 249 for Williams, 215 for Belmonte.
Foundation frame for Williams. Light hit, and we got double wood, 2-4 in the 8.
Boy, it almost looked like he moved in deeper on that shot. Not sure what happened here. He was a little closer to 3rd arrow. That one was over 4th arrow, and he's lucky to only leave the 2-4-8. Not the easiest spare to convert.
2 big spare conversions for Williams in the match.
Very fortunate there, my friend. No matter what Belmonte does, though, here in the 9th and 10th frame, he cannot shut out Stu Williams. If Stu Williams goes strike spare in the 10th frame, it's over. If Belmonte doesn't strike on this ball, Stu Williams, well, any kind of mark, and it's over.
6 straight major TV appearances for that man, Jason Belmonte. Unbelievable run, and a ringing 10-pin. Could spell the end of the day.
Well, it was a good shot and not very good carry for a guy who has so much explosive power. You wouldn't think that anything would be standing when his ball hits the 1-3 pocket, but that was just a vicious ringing 10. Belmonte running out of time. He needs to strike out here in the 10th frame, Mike, to make Stuart Williams show up. He's going to take a re-rack here. As we take a look at our scoreboard, you can see Stuart Williams is in the 2 teens already. Belmonte at the 190s. He can strike out for 204.
PBA Viper Championship, presented by PBA Bowling Challenge. Mike Jakubowski with Randy Peterson. Kimberly Pressler working laneside today. Belmonte finishing up in the 10th frame. Winner advances to the semifinal against Chris Barnes. Belmo, the 2009 PBA Rookie of the Year, 2008 World 10-Pin Bowler of the Year. Needs to punch here to go to 204 and make Stuart Williams do something. And the 4-pin.
And that'll all but do it. Stuart Williams just needs good count in the 10th frame, and he doesn't even need a mark. Best Belmonte's going to shoot now, 194. Stuart Williams needs 5 pins.
It's a 194 finale for Belmonte, and now Williams is talking strategy with Jim Callahan. An opportunity here, Randy, to kind of fish around and get some shots in advance of the next match.
Agreed. I mean, he threw a late 3-bagger. The last shot on the left lane, I think, is just bad. Well, now he's not going to get an opportunity unless...
Or maybe I won't throw another ball.
Unless he converts the 4-9. As you take a look at Stuart's mom and dad, Dave and Linda. Next to them, girlfriend Tina.
They spelled your name wrong. No, they spelled it with an O, M-O-M.
I don't know if you caught that, but he said, hey, Mom, they spelled your name wrong. They spelled it M-O-M. I think he meant M-U-M.
I think you're right.
Thank you, Mum.
Very cheeky, very cheeky. And we'll see more of the British Beefcake as he moves on to face Chris Barnes coming up next in our semi-final match as the PBA Viper Championship presented by PBA Challenge rolls on from South Point. PBA Viper Championship rolls on here at the World Series of Bowling 5. Opening match goes to Stuart Williams, 203 to 194. And BBC One is with Kimberly Pressler.
So, Stu, how does it feel to get that first win under your belt already today?
Well, it obviously relaxes the swing a bit for the second match because I guess if you don't win the first match, you're not bowling anymore. So, yeah, it was nice to get a bit victory against Belmonte. I don't think I've beaten him on TV before, so that was good.
So you're going to go up against Chris Barnes this time. Any strategy change?
No, I think I'm going to stay in pretty much the spot I am, and hopefully Chris will have to stay right at me. And the last time I played Chris on TV, I beat him, so hopefully that is that's how it's going to continue.
Good luck today.
Thank you.
Mike Jakubowski with PBA Hall of Famer Randy Peterson. And Randy, you have a unique perspective at this year's World Series of Bowling. For the first time, you competed. Your reaction to this Viper pattern, how did you play it?
Well, I waited for them to transition. I tried to go straight early like Jason did. And like Stuart did. And then once they transitioned, they broke down enough, I moved way in, and I started to really open up the pattern. I didn't make match play, so I could see it. I could see the picture, and it was there, and the pocket was very accessible doing that. I think Stuart Williams has got confidence going into this next match, but he's going to have his hands full because he's going up against Chris Barnes, and Chris Barnes loves this oil pattern.
Semi-final match coming up, Williams versus Barnes. And later, the second leg in our PBA League Challenge, Time to Strike. Stay with us here at the PBA World Series of Bowling. Welcome back to South Point Hotel, Casino, and Spa in Las Vegas for the continuation of the PBA Viper Championship presented by PBA Bowling Challenge. On to the semifinal. Chris Barnes, the higher seed, has indicated that Stuart Williams will open this match.
Oh, you shouldn't have said open this match. That's like putting bad karma on him. You know, it's just like, you should have said starts this match.
Begins.
I can't believe you're betting against Stu. Ooh, see? Almost cost you, Mike J.
Nope, I think Stuart would place credit where credit is due, and that was a poor stroke, 3-pin.
All right, he converts the 3-pin, and honestly, I wasn't real convinced after the first game that Stuart Williams was completely locked into the pocket, guys. I mean, it's 203 with a 4-9 in the 10th. Nothing really jumping out at me that tells me he's super comfortable.
15-time winner, Triple Crown winner, PBA World Champion Chris Barnes, opening shot here in the semifinal. He avoids the 4-9, tripping out the 4.
And no, that's not magic marker that he took to his bowling ball. That's the blue oil dye that's in the lanes. Now watch this hand action at the bottom as he keeps that hand underneath the bowling ball. Excessive amount of forward roll.
There again, you get a good look at the dye in the oil. It's the first time the PBA has ever attempted that, and it makes the playing surface visible. Look at last week's action at the World Series of Bowling 5. Congratulations to Wes Malott, PBA Cheetah champion, and almost throwing a 300 game in the semifinal.
Yeah, 288. He snaps him off and wins his 9th title. Watch this hand again, right at the bottom, right up the back, and right through the nose. Throughout this championship, Chris Barnes bowled a clean game 96% of the time. He's not going to bowl a clean game this time unless he can bounce the 4 out of the pit into the 6-10, and it's not going to happen. The Big Four only made once in the history of bowling on television by none other than
Walter Ray Williams Jr.
There's Chris talking with Bugsy Kelly, his tour rep.
Stu, pocket hit, drops it. Stuart Williams up now in the 3rd frame. Some stats provided by Lane Talk. And one of the interesting stats I like, Randy, is the strike-on-strike percentage, because it shows the tendency to throw a double. And Stuart Williams led all players on all animal patterns with a 68% strike-on-strike statistic.
Wow.
So let's see if he can make that happen here, as he's looking for a strike-on-strike in the 3rd frame. No, sails it wide.
Oh well, got the head pin mess out the game for him. Out the way for this game. Good shot, Steve.
That's two fans on the left side.
Frustrates a player when your opponent opens. You have an opportunity to get out to a really quick start and an early lead, and you don't take advantage of it. And that's why Stu is disgusted with the last shot.
Talked to Barnes about confidence. And he mentioned, I'm confident, but overconfidence has kicked me in the teeth, and that never lets me rest.
Well, this guy still has a lot of game and has been a great player on this tour for a long time. At age 43, you don't want to take this man lightly. Voted the 26th greatest player in PBA history.
And the Lane Talk stats show that Barnes is 60% strikes after opens. Third frame. .610 on a high hit.
All three of his shots in this match have gone high. Take a look at Chris Barnes' arsenal. Eruption Pro. So not going with the most aggressive. He's got a couple balls he can ball up to. Look out. He was worried about the chop, MJ.
He would know the angle that it's coming in on. We've all, anyone that's thrown a ball knows when, as soon as you release it, when that chance occurs. But premonition aside, it's a clean frame for Barnes. He trails by 16 pins early in the semifinal.
And a ball change. And a Mother May I big step to the left.
Time to jump into the deep end, and Barnes converts it for a strike.
Well, he went to something more aggressive and moved into the center part of the lane and tried to open up a little bit. He's going to move into this part of the lane, and he's going to start circling a bit more. Hit him thin and watch him spin.
Well, that's the mark of somebody that knows they need to do something quickly, and there's no time to wait. Williams plus 16 on a spare fourth frame. 4-pin.
Still trying to solve the puzzle. A little high. The whiff on the left lane in the third frame was just a bad shot. Remember, in the first frame, he went through the nose. And only one strike through 4 frames.
Stuart Williams has won titles in 9 different countries, and he's bowled perfect games in 12 different countries. This man is a world traveler. Puts on a ton of miles as we look at the nice crowd assembled here at South Point. We're in the exhibition center. Specially constructed lanes, and that blue you see is actually dye that's been added to the oil for the very first time, making it visible. Stuart also owns 7 career European Bowling Tour titles.
He won the 2010 Qatar Open, which is the biggest prize on the European Tour.
And a 10-pin.
Well, a lot of manufacturing going on right now, trying to get his ball to get flush into the 1-3 or just to hit the pocket at all. And balls are just pushing too far down the lane before they start reacting.
Williams covers the 10-pin. He leads by 14 pins. And now Barnes, opportunity to go strike on strike.
That one I didn't quite get right.
Barnes was 63% strike on strike. third overall among our finalists today. High and a 4-pin.
And the Viper oil pattern showing its fangs here through a game and a half. Players struggling to string strikes together and hit the pocket consistently. They need the pattern to break down more so they can move farther towards the center part of the lane, deeper, and then open the lane up. It's just not available yet. That's where all the scoring was. You stayed close fairly early, the lanes broke down, then you jumped way in, and you slow rolled it and opened the lane up.
Linda Barnes looking on. Longtime member of Team USA. As Chris steps up now in the 6th, trailing by 14.
Great shot. Great shot by Chris Barnes. He's looking to get back in this match. He'll need another strike on top of that. But when we come back, can Beef Stew find the line, string some strikes, and take match number 2 to the house?
PBA Viper Championship presented by PBA Bowling Challenge. Semi-final match, and Stuart Williams maintains a 14-pin advantage.
Let's take a little look at the player comparison here before Chris Barnes made the ball change to a more aggressive bowling ball. Notice where Stu Williams is about an arrow deeper than Chris. Right around 4th arrow, Chris right around 3rd arrow. Wasn't working out for Barnes, so Barnes makes a ball change, goes to something more aggressive.
A reminder that the PBA League Challenge Time to Strike is coming up following the completion of this match. Stu uses the full approach, toes the line in the 6th frame. High, 3-6-10.
Just a bad shot. You know, you wait around long enough for a player, they figure it out, and then they bomb you. We saw that last week with Clara Guerrero and Wes Malott. She looked like she had Wes on the ropes. She never doubled. Wes Malott gets up in the 8th, 9th, and 10th frame and strikes out to win.
And an open frame will even the match.
That was awesome.
Yeah, just one bad shot after another for Stu Williams. He'll be the first one to admit it. Bad shot leaves at 3-6-10, comes back with a whiff on the spare attempt.
Previously in this event, Stuart Williams was 5 for 5 on the 3-6-10 statistics, courtesy of Lane Talk.
Another ball change.
Yeah.
Stuart slugs the 4 out of there after the open frame. Even match. The winner moves on to face Ryan Ciminelli in the championship of the PBA Viper Championship. Now Barnes looking to jump on the Williams miscue. Has yet to double here in the semifinal. 7th frame.
Go, go.
Didn't go. Double wood.
Did such a good job of breaking this one down.
And Chris referring to the players in practice and how they broke the pair down and beat up the oil pattern, not to his liking. Guys play too deep too early. They don't tend to break down to where they're favorable for high scores. Now shooting the bucket minus the 4-pin.
Get lucky.
Good cover.
Yeah, it was.
He thought it was going to snap a little more on the back end, but it laid off and covers the double wood. So Barnes fails to take advantage in the double situation, and now Williams has the advantage in the even match with the strike up. 55 and 63 chronicled career television record for Barnes.
Yeah, this is one of the toughest spare conversions on the tour because of the back pin. The player has to throw a hook ball in here and somehow drive the ball hard enough to cover the back pin, the 9 pin. I've seen some players shoot this nowadays on the tour, throwing it straight and hard at the 3-9.
Back-to-back tough spare conversions. That's the first time he's left that combination here at the World Series of Bowling.
Two great spares by Chris Barnes to keep himself within 4 pins of Stu Williams.
One lane through it okay, and it went right by it. Good shot, man. Biggest shot of the week. Come on.
Stuart, you said it better than I could. Neither player is doubled. This is the biggest shot of the week. 8th frame. L on the 2-4-8-10.
Wow. Still give that one a chance.
Just not figuring it out, trying everything he can, and 2-4-8-10. He's going to try to get the ball to hook into this part of the 2 pin, throw the 2 over into the 10, and the ball will take out the 4 and the 8.
Open frame, and now Barnes handed the lead on the bench.
Well, there's still time. Yep, Chris Barnes said, you know what? He didn't strike when he could have increased the lead. Instead, he opened. Now Chris Barnes has the lead, and a little adrenaline rush in the Barnes camp. You take a look at the lane comparison for Stu Williams. Not one lane really overpowering the other.
69% strikes after opens for Williams in the event, and there is a strike in the foundation frame for Stuart Williams. The steely blue eyes of Barnes perked up when given the opportunity. And now he stares down an opportunity here.
Another ball change. Wow, he moved right. Cured it. Barnes moves right and goes with the high hardwood up second arrow. What a gutsy move. But he had to do something. What he was doing wasn't working. He was getting 6 or 7. Look at that, 2 arrows right. It's just great talent, great confidence there.
Chris has asked tournament director Kirk Von Kruger for a fresh deck. And I imagine there's some visualizing happening right now. What's he thinking about?
Depends on how he's going to play this lane. He's going to the ball that hooks on this lane. Remember last time on this lane, he went light, leaving the 2-4-8. Excuse me, I'm sorry. The last time on this lane, he left the 3-6-9-10. He went high. So he's going to take the same hook ball and probably jump a little bit farther left.
Couple strikes here, and Barnes can shut out Williams. 10th frame. Barnes makes 2 big moves in this match, and now this one results in a double.
He makes two great moves and he makes two great shots. You know, it's one thing to make the move and commit to it. It's another to pull it off. Chris just did it brilliantly.
Striking three to shut out Williams. Barnes had trailed most of the match. Williams gave him the opportunity. Now Barnes can close the door.
Game, set, match. Barnes needs 3 on his fill shot. I think he could probably manage that. And that's the technician, or the tactician, if you will, of Chris Barnes at its finest. He made 2 great spares in the 7th and 8th frame, calculated his way to the 9th, made a huge change on the right lane, trying it on the left lane. Might see him do that this game in the title match.
Brilliant finish for Barnes, 200. And he will move on to face Ryan Ciminelli in our championship match. Coming up next, PBA League Skills Challenge, and it'll soon be time to strike. The PBA Viper Championship, presented by PBA Bowling Challenge, is brought to you by Barbasol, Close Shave America, Close Shave Barbasol, by DV8, we are DV8, tonight we bowl, by Radical Bowling Technologies, wow, that's radical, and by Columbia 300, grab some friends, have some fun, let's bowl. Welcome back to Las Vegas. Time now for the second leg of our 4-part charity event, the PBA League Challenge. Last week it was bowling blind, and this week we're getting set for time to strike. How many strikes can the pros throw in 90 seconds? Here are the point standings. Pete Weber of the New York City WTT Kingpins on top after bowling blind last week. PDW perfect with 4 strikes. And on hand once again to help us out, NFL great and World Series of Bowling competitor, Terrell Owens. T.O., show us how it's done. How many strikes can you get in 90 seconds?
What is the over-under? We are in Vegas.
Over-under 90 seconds, I'll go 3. 3.5.
You say 3? I'm going to go 4. And he's unfortunately has to wait for the pin setters. We got to factor that in. Okay, I'm going to change my my over-under to 2.
How many strikes can you get in 90 seconds? Have you ever tried this anywhere? There's one.
I should have stayed at 4. 45 seconds.
T.O.'s used to working with the time counting down.
Come on, T.O., it's the 2-minute drill. I knew I should have gone 4.
It's bowling's red zone.
That's great. Hang on, hang on. Oh, that looks so close. 20 seconds. Looks like he moved in, trying to open the lane up. Oh.
And the crowd's gonna
8.
count him down.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and no pins. And it's 2. He's gonna take the last shot anyway. If he strikes here, you win. Oh, I snapped you off, Mike J.
Kimberly Pressler is standing by with Pete Weber, who won last week's bowling blind. Kimberly.
So, Pete, last week you got 4 strikes in a row on the bowling blind. Do you think you can keep the momentum today and win?
Well, I hope so. You know, it's this is the first week was a lot of fun. This is a new week, though, and you know, if I go last, I think I got a chance again.
All right, well, we'll see how it goes. Good luck today.
Thanks, Kimberly.
Terrell Owens is going to determine the player order for this time to strike.
Rash, first again.
Sean Rash, franchise player for the Brooklyn Styles.
Oh, God. If I foul, it counts.
Your 90 seconds starts right now, Sean Rash. Time to strike.
I'm used to that one. Oh, God.
That's one.
Wow, Brooklyn's 2 count.
Especially when you're with the Brooklyn Styles. One minute remaining for Rash.
Not good, Sean, not good. Come on.
That's 2.
There you go.
Rapid fire. How many strikes can you get in 90 seconds? Rash leads off our time to strike PBA League Challenge. He's got 2, and time is running out.
Hit 3.
That's 3.
$20 seconds left. Oh. 15. 9. 7. It's going to be his last shot, I think, Mike J.
3 is the number for Sean Rash and the Brooklyn Styles.
Thank God. It's all right. I almost got him.
Hey, Sean, you beat Terrell Owens by 1.
Fagan, let's do it.
Mike Fagan coming up to bat.
Terrell Owens, the owner of the Dallas Strikers, he is into team bowling, and he's into his own bowling, participating for the first time here at the World Series of Bowling, and lending his support and his enthusiasm for this great sport. Fagan's 90 seconds is on the clock.
Oh. Nice, the high, hard one.
This is the way to get the cardio operating.
Yeah, man, you got to just keep running back and forth, but you're at the mercy of the pin setters, unfortunately. 1 minute left. Oh. It's tough because the players are trying to hustle and get the ball down the lane as fast as they can to give them as many opportunities as possible. Look at him hooking it on one lane, going straight on the other. Ooh.
It's a dilemma. Do you go for more shots in the amount of time, or do you slow down and go for quality shots?
Right,
in the
exactly.
amount of time?
That's a great question, Mike J. 30 seconds left. He's only going to get a couple more shots off. Whoa!
That's 2 with time running out.
15 seconds. He's going to get 2 more shots off.
Ties Rash.
Got to make a good one here.
We got a new leader. Mike Fagan, 4 strikes.
Nice job. Here's his last couple of shots. You can see he's hooking it on the right lane. A little off there. Runs over to the left lane. And here's the countdown. He gets it off before time. Just goes high flush with the high hard one on the left lane.
And Terrell Owens has our next pick. Rash and Fagan are done. Who's next?
Barnesy, let's go. Let's go. All right.
Back in the summer swing in Milwaukee when Chris Barnes won, he did the unthinkable. He signed a bowling ball and gave it to T.O. And got a big smile and reaction out of Owens, reminiscent of when he pulled the Sharpie out of the sock. Now Barnes has 90 seconds.
Didn't see that coming.
Norm Duke having a giggle at that ring 10.
Fun at other people's expense.
And there's one for Barnes.
Nice shot.
The definition of comedy is tragedy that doesn't happen to you, Randy.
Well said.
Time to strike for Barnes. 1 minute remaining. He's got one on the board. Fagan leads with 4. There's 2 for Chris Barnes.
Nice.
Halfway home for Barnes. He's got 2. Fagan leads with 4. Rash has 3. Norm Duke yet to come. That holds. 3 for Barnes. He can tie Fagan.
30 seconds left. Couple of good quality shots here. You can take the lead.
And he gets the fortuitous crumble.
15 seconds left. Can he get 2 shots off? Oh, he had the chance. Doesn't get the last one off in time.
That one does not count. It occurred after time had expired. So Fagan and Barnes tied with 4 in the PBA League Challenge. Time to strike.
You got 2 more.
Jason Belmonte representing the LAX.
I think Belmo might have a good go at this because he does throw the ball fast. But it's all about quality shots. You only get X amount of shots in 90 seconds. You got to make them count.
Belmo, start your engines. 90 seconds on the clock.
Whoa! That thing was going sideways.
Belmo's on the board.
Not even watching it go down the lane. Waiting for pins and bowling ball. 1 minute left.
Navigating which lane, left, right. Left is set first. And it carries for Belmo, so 2 for Belmonte. Fagan and Barnes on top at 4. Belmo splashes the rack for 3.
Hit him thin and watch him spin. Ditch the towel, forget about wiping that ball down.
4! 3-way tie at the top of the leaderboard. Belmo's got time to take the lead.
Look out! Oh! 20 seconds left. Hang on.
Boom!
Oh, it does!
New leader! LAX, Jason Belmonte on top.
Oh, God. He got it off. And it struck!
Down!
That
goes
counts!
the 6-pin.
We need a ruling. Does that count?
Oh, come on. How does that not count? The machine wasn't even ready and I still got through it.
Did not count. Tournament director Kurt Von Kruger making the call. Belmo, official score of 5. Good enough to take the lead.
He got robbed.
We'll be back with more Time to Strike. Jason Belmonte and the LAX fits in 5 strikes. And we'll see the other half of our PBA League Challenge participants when we come back to South Point. It's time to strike in this week's PBA League Challenge. Jason Belmonte on top with 5. Fagan Barnes 4 apiece. Rash with 3. And Belmonte with time running out. The call made. This did not count.
This was ridiculous. What a great shot.
And Kimberly is with Jason Belmonte.
Controversy down here. That last shot did not count. What are your thoughts on it?
Oh, it's just ridiculous, Kimberly. It's absolutely ridiculous. I want to see a replay of the shot clock and where my hands are off the ball at that time, because that was a remarkable shot under the circumstances, and there might be a protest if that strike is to cost me the lead.
Well, it was a remarkable shot, and you are still in the lead, so that's a good thing.
Exactly. My goal was to beat Mike Fagan again, so I've done that, and now I've just got to sit back and enjoy the show while the other guys try and beat 5.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks.
T.O.'s got our next participant.
O'Neal.
Coming up next, the PBA Viper Championship title match. Barnes versus Ciminelli. Now here comes Bill O'Neal. The number on his mind is 5. 90 seconds on the clock.
One.
Boom, 2 for O'Neal. First 2 shots off his hand are good. 90 seconds. How many can he get?
Mm.
1 minute remaining. 2 is the number for O'Neal. Belmo leads with 5. Make it 3 for the real deal. And now O'Neal will decide which lane will reset first. The left. He sets, he fires. We've got 4. 30 seconds. O'Neal could strike twice and take the lead.
If the pin setters cooperate, he could probably get 3 shots off.
5. Tied with Belmonte.
Maybe the last shot. Oh! That's the last shot out of his hand. Time runs out. He ties his buddy Belmonte.
Will not fly, so 5. The number ties him with Jason Belmonte. O'Neal trying to take the lead. Oh, flat 10. And then, as time runs out, by any means necessary, get a shot. Adjust the ball return.
Well, he was waiting for his bowling ball to come back. He could have grabbed any ball off of that rack.
Terrell Owens has the next participant.
Weber.
Pete Weber, the man who won the first leg of the PBA League Challenge last week's bowling blind competition. PDW was the only player to go a perfect 4 for 4, easily winning over fellow Hall of Famer Norm Duke.
Whenever you want, Dave.
So Pete up now for week 2. Can he be perfect once again? 90 seconds on the clock. Pete Weber, it's time to strike.
See, now you got me.
Back-to-back splits.
How about Ofer?
1 minute to put a string together. Weber looking for his first strike here. Time to strike. There's one.
Okay, so maybe speed's not Weber's thing. Oh boy. Oh boy.
That was not good.
When you're a marathoner, maybe the sprint is a challenge in itself. 1 on the board for Pete, 30 seconds remaining. And there goes 2, 7-pin the last to fall.
All right, he's tied with T.O. now. Oh,
10 seconds.
He's got one more shot to beat T.O. Oh boy!
Down goes Weber.
He's exhausted.
I tied with
Somebody get me a walker, please.
So after a perfect performance last week, Pete Weber meets his match here in week 2, only managing 2 strikes. And Pete is ready for a nap. Osku Palermo, franchise player for the Pittsburgh Jackrabbits. Randy, I would think Osku could fire at will and quickly.
Yeah, it's kind of the same situation as Jason Belmonte. 2 hands, a lot of speed, a lot of firepower.
Palermo's 90 seconds have begun. O'Neill and Belmonte are tied for the top at 5. Time to strike, 90 seconds to get the job done.
He's got to move deeper. Big jump left. Saw how deep Belmonte was.
The Big O's got a minute left. Could put together a run. Yet to strike.
Now in danger of not tying T.O.
And Palermo's on the board.
All right, no donut for him. T.O. watching anxiously, seeing if he could beat one of the players. 30 seconds left. Oh!
Vicious ring tap.
20 seconds. Oh!
Back to back, vicious ring tap.
There's the no mas sign for Osku. He better strike here if he doesn't. Oh, he hasn't even got out of his hand yet. Doesn't count.
We'll get the official ruling, and yes, 2 for Osku Palermo. And the last selection of the PBA League Challenge, time to strike. Terrell Owens calls his own number, goes with the franchise player and manager Norm Duke. 90 seconds on the clock for Norm Duke. It's time to strike.
Uh-oh. Oh boy.
Duke off to a slow start. He's got 90 seconds in total. If Duke can't get to 5, we'll have a 1-ball roll-off between Jason Belmonte and Bill O'Neill.
Mike, he's not getting to 5. You can bet on that. Run on down to the sports book and place that one, brother. Norm Duke hasn't gotten a strike yet. He's in danger of not even tying Terrell Owens. Oh boy, Ofer. Leaves the straight ball for the hook ball, has not struck yet. Hard to believe. The wee Iceman has not struck. He's got no pins. Oh!
Tries to time the rack. Mark Sabatine saved him from going into the ditch.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a tie for first place here and a one-ball sudden-death roll-off.
So one ball roll-off now will determine the winner of this challenge. We'll start on the left lane, and Belmonte will open. One ball roll-off to decide this week's time to strike winner. Seven count. O'Neal can secure a victory for the Philadelphia Hitmen with an 8 count or better.
This shouldn't even be a problem for Bill O'Neal. He could probably get 8 with his eyes closed on this oil pattern.
And O'Neal making the transition between time to strike 90 seconds and time to strike right now to win. And moves on, doesn't it?
I gave him the black cloud when I said it shouldn't be a problem for him. This one was just a bit left. Lucky to get the 9 out, he could have lost. He's like, oh, you gotta be kidding me.
So we move on to the right lane. Roll-off continues for the time to strike PBA League Challenge winner here. Belmonte moves to the right lane and skates wide, and an 8 count.
Boy. Another chance for O'Neal. Coming in light, leaving the 210. I'm going to say it again. Shouldn't be a problem for Bill O'Neal to get 9. You want to bet? It is Vegas.
I know. I come in second quite a bit here. O'Neal to forge victory for the Philadelphia Hitmen. And that's enough. That's enough. O'Neal and the Philadelphia Hitmen will take this PBA League Challenge. So with his win here today, Bill O'Neal and the Philadelphia Hitmen move up to tie Pete Weber and the New York City WTT Kingpins on top of the standings. Next week, the PBA Challenge returns with the obstacle course. Coming up, the PBA Viper Championship title match, Chris Barnes versus #1 seed Ryan Ciminelli here at the World Series of Bowling. PBA World Series of Bowling 5 continues with the Viper Championship presented by PBA Bowling Challenge. We're at South Point in Las Vegas. Time now for the Geico Championship recap with Randy.
Well, did you know Stu Williams is actually a good speller? Well, can you spell a 3-bagger? That would have been the end of Jason Belmonte in match #1 as Stu takes down the two-handed wonder from down under 203-194. And in the second match against Chris Barnes, we had a tight battle until the 8th frame when Stu Williams goes light and leaves the 2-4-8-10. Barnes makes some gutsy spares, some great moves, and some great shots, and throws the last 4 to take Stuart Williams out of the picture, 200-171.
Championship match is coming up next. Chris Barnes will face Ryan Ciminelli. Randy, intelligence on the lane says that Barnes is going to play the same way and Ciminelli is going to play the same way on the opposite side of the lane.
I think Ryan Ciminelli is going to be farther outside. Chris Barnes may opt to going straight up the lane at that second arrow shot. But I want to show you, folks at home, what the bowling balls do to the oil pattern. Check out these dings or these little chip marks in the oil. Every time that ball hits the lane, it's taking off oil with each and every shot. Now let's take a look at the ball track area. Look at this area right here. You can see how much lighter it is than the outside part of this oil pattern. This is the worn area where the right-handers have been playing all day long.
The Ryan Express is in the bullpen, and he'll be on the lanes next. Championship match of the PBA Viper Championship. Barnes, Ciminelli, next. Welcome back to the PBA Viper Championship, presented by PBA Bowling Challenge Championship match. Number 2 seed Chris Barnes going up against the tournament leader Ryan Ciminelli. Tournament leader has said Barnes will start on the left lane, and they're playing for that piece of hardware. Championship match, title match on the PBA Tour.
He's opted for the straighter is greater line with his heavy roll. I think any part of the lane he decides to play, he's going to have to be very precise. Depending on what kind of look Ryan Ciminelli has, this could be a slaughter. The highest game by any right-hander today is 203. If Von Ryan's Express has got a look, might as well hand him the trophy halfway through.
Tournament leader out of Cheektowaga, New York, Ryan Ciminelli. 1 PBA Tour title. Looking to stamp the PBA Media Guide and earn his second. Opening shot from the left-hander. Bang! Every career has ups and downs, and at the end of the U.S. Open, Ciminelli's took a downward trend, and here's how he dealt with it.
Been a year and a half since my last show over here, and I really think that a big part of that was a lack of confidence. It's a mental block, and it took some time, and I talked to Parker Bone and I talked to Chuck Gardner, and it really sunk in, and it got through to me that I needed to be a certain way, a certain mentality, and just make that choice to be great instead of letting the moment get to you and letting yourself squeeze or letting yourself fail, and just deciding and choosing to be great.
I think it's interesting to note that there wasn't anything mentioned in that soundbite about his physical game.
No, it shows maturing, I think, of Ciminelli to understand that he needed help, and he went out and asked for it. And he sees results. And a spare for Ryan Ciminelli.
Nice break there, tripping the 7 out too, only leaving the 3-pin for Ryan as he tries to get the nerves under control.
Title match, PBA Viper Championship. Barnes in the second frame, working a spare. Tight line to the pocket, and that is a Greek church.
Looked like he got soft with his speed. You know, you're going straight and direct like that, and maybe it's because of going light on the left lane, but this just looked a little slow to me. And the end result, Greek church. Let me just reiterate, whatever he's going to do, he's got to do it really, really good to get the ball to the pocket. That's obvious.
Stats courtesy of Lane Talk. Barnes, after opens, averages 60% strikes. He's going to need one here. Loss of count in open frame. Advantage Ciminelli, third frame.
That's enough.
I think if you're Ryan Ciminelli, it's kind of hard not to get all jacked up when what has transpired throughout the day from the right-handers hasn't been very impressive in terms of scores. If you're Ryan Ciminelli and you got any kind of look, you got to be thinking to yourself, hello, title number 2.
Ciminelli won his PBA Tour title in 2011 at the Earl Anthony Memorial Classic when he qualified there as the #1 seed. So 2 strikes on the left lane, or rather on the right lane. Now moving to the left, Ciminelli looking for his first double. And during the World Series of Bowling, in strike on strike, Ciminelli averaging 65% strikes after strikes. Nearly 2/3 of the time he cashes in on the double. 17-pin lead, can increase it to 27 with a strike here in the title match.
It was almost like the writing was on the wall based on what you saw the right-handers do with the ball reaction they had, and one southpaw, the only southpaw, waiting in the wings. You had to think if this guy has any type of reaction, Ciminelli is going to maul him. I know it's early. Nice shot, nice shot.
Barnes mixes a strike, he's sticking with the game plan, and he doubles there. Cutting the lead to 17 pins. Now you can outfit yourself like the pros with official PBA jerseys that are available exclusively at PBA.com. The jerseys are made from high-performance fabric and can be customized for each person or team. Head to PBA.com today and click on the custom jersey link and get started. Key shot here for Barnes in the title match. He can cut the lead to single pins with another strike.
Yes!
And all of a sudden, Barnes comes right back.
That's a great pitch. Great pitch. But take a look at these 2 arms. The left arm versus the right arm. The size of the left bicep of Ryan Ciminelli versus the right. It's about twice as big.
Ciminelli on a double, and he drives the rack, splits the 8 and the 9. Back to 17-pin advantage, halfway home in our title match at the PBA Viper Championship.
I want you to watch this athletic move. Big first step, unusual, but watch this. Look at this athletic move. The knee bend, the balance. Kid's powerful. He's off to a great start. And he's just throwing 10 back. Working on 3 in a row. Can increase his lead to 27 again.
His mantra is stay slow with the feet and calm with the swing.
Oh, God.
Quick.
There you go, Mike. Jay.
And he went against his mantra.
Yeah, you just said it. He got quick and then he pulled it. That's usually the tendency. You get too fast, the swing gets late, and then the player pulls from the top. And usually when that happens, ball's going to go inside a target.
Ciminelli has not left the spare conversion at the World Series of Bowling. He faces down the 2, the 4, and the 7. Perfect conversion. 14 pins is the lead. And
Chelsea, his fiance right there. His dad, Mr. Ciminelli, to her left. Angelo, nice man, spoke with him during the World Series of Bowling. He really is he's really out here, gives his son a lot of support. It's good to see him out here always.
Barnes on the turkey can cut the lead down to single pins again. 6th frame championship match. White, 7 stands.
Boy, he wanted that one. That was a good touch and a good shot. It just didn't quite grab the lane hard enough to get up into the 1-3 and carry that 7. 15-pin deficit with a spare here halfway through this match.
Yeah, he gets it.
Yeah, let's make it interesting.
Mark it a spare, dude.
Sometimes players can get so wrapped up in adjustments and ball and hand and speed, micromanaging, that when they go to shoot a simple single pin spare, they lose focus. Luckily, it didn't cost Chris that time.
Final 4 frames, title match at the PBA Viper Championship, presented by PBA Bowling Challenge, South Point here in Las Vegas.
He's been good on this lane, 2 out of 3 strikes through 6.
Messenger, no! How did that not go down?
Well, it got in front of it, and it did. The heavy part of the pin didn't catch the 10 pin. Great shot. Head pin gets twisted around and doesn't catch enough of the 10 with the heavy part of that head pin to knock it down.
Cover. Barnes is running out of frames. He trails by 16 pins. Big 7th and 8th frame for Ciminelli, to say the least.
Well, Ciminelli's coming off of the 1 bad shot. Hard to keep the adrenaline from overflowing, but he has to find a way to stay soft, or excuse me, slow enough first couple steps.
Just high enough for a 6-pin.
Good shot. This kid's got a lot of power, a lot of revolutions, a lot of speed. And anytime he can throw it hard and hit it, he's going to be a major factor.
Ciminelli fills the frame and has a 15-pin advantage, 3 to play. And the title still in the balance. Chelsea and Angelo looking on. And the pitch in the 8th.
Yes.
Drilled for a strike.
That ball was coming in with some bad intentions. Right now, Chris Barnes trailing by 15 as you take another look at some 6 speed and power. Nothing left but shrapnel. Now, Chris Barnes can strike out for 231. Ciminelli, however, can strike out for 246. Barnes needs to get back on the strike train, double up here and put a little pressure back on Ryan Ciminelli.
Perfect pocket hit. Barnes sets himself up with a strike in the 8th.
And he's going to have to muster up all of his shot-making abilities in these next 2 frames to have a chance to beat Ryan. And I think that if he doesn't strike on this next ball, he loses this title match.
Yes! Right there! We're not done yet.
Let Ciminelli know he's still in the building. 5-pin advantage for Ryan in the 9th.
No need for me to say a thing after that shot.
Ciminelli set himself up in the 8th. Now his foundation frame. And he answers the challenge of Barnes. Back to 15.
And the correct demeanor to have after throwing that shot. That is exactly the react you want to see from young Ryan Ciminelli. A great shot to answer Barnes' double. He comes right back at Barnes with his own and no reaction whatsoever. A strike in 8, and Ryan Ciminelli wins for the second time on tour.
Light and a 7-10 split.
Well, you heard Ryan say it. This was a bad shot. He missed off of his hand.
Oh my, just missed. Kicked it out all the way across the pin deck.
That was close. Barnes still needs the first strike in the 10th frame to win. But check out this follow through. I want you to watch his hand go right of his head. He missed it at the bottom, he tried to save it, and that's what made the follow through go to the right. Chris Barnes needs the first strike here. If he doesn't strike on this ball, Ciminelli still wins.
High flush. The work's not done yet, but the heavy lifting is.
What a great shot by future Hall of Famer Chris Barnes.
That's enough. Chris Barnes, 16-time titleist. PBA Viper Championship winner.
Thanks for your help.
Barnes given second life, and he takes advantage.
Well, you can't help but feel for Ryan Ciminelli. We'll see him next week at the Chameleon Championship. It was a tough break, but Chris Barnes came through like the future Hall of Famer that he is.
16 titles, further solidifying a Hall of Fame career with the PBA. We'll talk to Chris when we return to South Point after this. The PBA Viper Championship, presented by PBA Bowling Challenges, brought to you by Geico. Saving people money on more than just car insurance. By Ebonite, bowl it forward. By Hammer Bowling, nothing hits like a hammer. And by USBC, the national governing body, servicing the needs of bowling. To learn more, visit us on bowl.com.
Well, here's Chris Barnes sealing the deal. Just an absolute phenomenal shot in the 10th frame. Just another title for the Barnes camp. Good stuff. Let's throw it down to Kimberly with our winner.
I'm here with a very excited Linda and Chris Barnes. So, Chris, that was a tough grind for you, but you pulled it through. How's this feel?
Well, it feels great. You know, and over the years I've had some struggles, but the last 3 or 4 years it's really turned around and had more shots like that than the other way. You know, Stu and those guys broke them down from so far left that the right lane really got nasty. And, you know, I had a good support staff behind me. We talked about it, made the right move, and this time it worked out pretty good.
Well, congratulations to you on becoming our new PBA Viper champion.
Chris Barnes adds to the Hall of Fame resume. Our next PBA Tour telecast is next Sunday at 1 Eastern. The PBA Chameleon Championship, part of World Series of Bowling 5. 20-plus countries competing here at the World Series of Bowling. Belmonte comes up short. England, in the form of Stuart Williams, comes up short. But this man, Chris Barnes, PBA Viper champion. For Kimberly Pressler and Randy Peterson, this is Mike Jakubowski. We'll see you next week.